Hey go-getters! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Desi and I am a life coach. I work with moms and really anybody who is interested in increasing their productivity and living a fuller life. So today what I'm going to talk about is time management. Recently I've been really working hard on putting together a time management series because I know it's something that a lot of people really struggle with. It's something that I have been studying for at least 5 years and have really helped increase my productivity. And so I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. So over this next few weeks, I'm going to be putting out different content related to time management. So you want to make sure that you like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Did you hit the button? Make sure you do that. So today what I'm going to start with is a book that I read. This book is absolutely amazing. I read it for the first time about 3 years ago, and I recently picked it up and reread it again. And it is so amazing to me how if you read something or you take something in and then you do it again a couple years later, you're in a completely different place. So you get totally different things from it. So the book that I got, let me grab that real quick, is I Know How She Does It by Vanderkam. So this book is just so great. Basically what the book is about is it is about women who are making over $100,000 a year. So that means that they have really demanding jobs and sometimes really high stress jobs. And they also have children under the age of 6. So the first time I read this book, my kids were 7 and 3. Now they are 10 and 6. So I've really gone from the whole surviving mode and I'm more in just kind of actually teaching them how to become adults and getting them up to the standard of living where they can start to take care of themselves. So with that age difference, I've gained a lot more freedom, which is wonderful, but this book came in so handy when they were younger and I was working a really, really crazy job and I just wanted to pull my hair out all the time. So just to kind of talk a little bit about the book, it gives really great strategic best practices on how to incorporate all the things you want in your life. So I'm going to take a little bit out of that and some other books that I've read over the last few years. Another big one that I loved was Eat That Frog by Tracy. Unfortunately, I do not have that book because I lent it out to someone who never returned it. So now I am super guarded with my books. Anyways, that's a really great book. I will put the link to both of those books in the description box below. So if you are interested in picking up either of those, whether it be an Audible one or a actual physical copy itself, both books, super great. Absolutely recommend them. So the first thing that we're going to talk about when it comes to time management is establishing what is the good life. So what exactly does that mean? Well, for me, I think it's important to decide what is the good life to me? What is something that's really important to me that I want to make sure that I'm incorporating every day, every week, every month, so that I'm living my idea of what the good life is, right? Now, your idea of what the good life is going to be totally different than what my idea is, and that's okay. What we need to do, though, is establish what is the good life to us. When we establish what the good life is to us, or really kind of establish what our values are, what is important to us, that allows you to really kind of live more on purpose rather than just kind of floating through day-to-day life and then getting mad at yourself and beating yourself up at night or on the weekends because you're not any closer to where you want to be and you're not incorporating in the things that are important to you. Or maybe you're just incorporating all the things that are important to everybody else, but not important to you. And that's really, really bad to do because that's where resentment comes from when you're giving to everybody else, but you're not giving to yourself. So let's get started. The first step when you're talking about what is the good life to you is you have to start to gain clarity. So this is something that I recommend you do. It is in the very first step when it comes to time management, because if you don't know what you need to incorporate, there's no way that you're going to be able to manage your time the way that you want to manage it. So the first step, grab a piece of paper. It can be in a beautiful brand new notebook if you're like me and you just love new notebooks, or it can be on a piece of scratch paper. I mean, it really can be on anything. You're going to take 10 minutes and you're going to write out every single thing that's important to you. Now, it's important that you do it for 10 minutes. So set a timer on your phone. Get into a place where you can be uninterrupted for 10 straight minutes and just start writing. There are no wrong answers, and some of them can be really small and trivial, like going on a walk, smelling the flowers, or they can be really big, like family or nature or health. All of those things, just write every single thing that comes to mind. If you get stuck, just look around and see if you see something that means something to you. Maybe it's sunshine, or maybe it's, spending one-on-one time with your kids. Whatever it may be, just keep continuously writing for 10 minutes. Once you do that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back and then you're gonna start to group those together. So that's why it doesn't matter what you write. It can be something so small or something super big. Just get it out, because it doesn't help you if it's just in here and it's not on paper. If it's not on paper, then you're not gonna do much with it. There's some secret power in the universe. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. But when you get something out of your brain and onto paper, magic seems to happen. And it has happened to me over and over and over in my life. It's unbelievable. So once you have your list that you have written for 10 straight minutes, you're gonna then go through and you're gonna group them together. So for example, if family was one that you wrote and spending one-on-one time with your children was another one that you wrote, then obviously you can see that those two kind of go hand in hand and are under what we would call like the umbrella of family, right? So start grouping those things together. You can do that so many different ways. Maybe you have 5 different color highlighters and you highlight each category. Maybe you put a number next to each one of them based on the category that you have. But really what you want to do is you want to pare down to about 5 to 10 groups. Now, I would really recommend that you don't do more than 10. And the reason that is because if you do more than 10, you're going to start to feel overwhelmed with the amount of things that you're trying to squeeze into the small amount of time that we find when you're going through and setting up a schedule, which is what the next video is going to be about. So remember, 5 to 10, okay? I will kind of go over what mine are so you can kind of get an idea. When I went through the 10 minutes and I wrote everything out, I literally walked away with 3 full pages of different things that are important to me. But it boiled down really to 5 different categories or subjects, really. So in no particular order, my 5 are health. My first one is health. Health is incredibly important to me, and that includes a lot of different things. That includes exercise, that includes eating well. If you don't already know, I actually have an autoimmune disease, and with that autoimmune disease, it's incredibly important that I take care of the things, or take care of my body. I am really diligent about the things that I'm eating, I'm putting into my body, because if I'm not taking care of myself and my own health, there are crazy repercussions that I experience, so I have to be really on top of it just so that I can be a functioning adult in society, and not just a slug and stuck in bed and in a depression because of that. So health is really important to me. The second thing I have is relationships. Again, this is not in any particular order, but relationships are a big one for me. Now, I don't just necessarily mean my relationship with my boyfriend, although that is very important and it is a relationship. I just mean relationships in general. So it could be a relationship with my best friends. It could be the relationship with my boyfriend, with my coworkers, with my kids, with my extended family. Maybe it's my mom or my brothers and sisters. Those things are important to me. And so that's why relationships are number 2. Number 3 is family, and that for me is more of my immediate family. So that means my 2 boys, my boyfriend, and our small little family. That is really so important to me, and I know it's so important to all of the rest of you out there. That is what drives me to become better and pushes me beyond the limits that I even knew that I had, and it makes me a better person. So family is number 3. Number 4 is work. Work is work, right? So not just my day job that I have with a corporate company, but also the work that I do here. And I'm working so hard all the time to become a life coach. And that is, producing content and getting all this wonderful information that I've soaked up over the last 5 years and putting it out there. I am obsessed with personal development. Like, I'm so passionate about it. I love it more than anything. And I have seen the direct correlation with the amount of personal development I've done and the amount, like how much my life has changed just in a short period of just 5 years. So if I can take all of that and give that to somebody else and watch them grow and develop, it is literally my favorite thing in the entire world. So work, again, number 4. Now, number 5 is self-care. Self-care is everything. Without self-care, I would be a crazy person. Like, I seriously would be a crazy person. And that's not just to my kids and my boyfriend. That would be to everybody. I would be like, I need self-care, and it's really important for me. I am an introvert by nature. I need downtime. I need quiet. I need time to think. I'm a big thinker. Sometimes an overthinker, but a big thinker in itself. So self-care is so important to me. And that doesn't just mean going out and spending money on maybe getting a pedicure or going out and, shopping. That's not what self-care is about to me. It's about really taking care of myself in a holistic way, in health and in, keeping my body right, keeping my mind right, and just really, like meditation and being one with my soul and the universe. So what you need to do walking away from this video is take that 10 minutes. Seriously, do it, because it will make a huge difference. In the next video, what we're going to talk about is establishing routines and a schedule. Because once you know your 5 to 10 things, you're going to take those items and you're going to put them into a schedule and into a routine. That is so important. If you don't know what they are, you can't possibly move on to the next step. You can't possibly put in a routine or put in place a schedule that's going to cover all the things that you don't know you want to cover. So make sure you do that. Take the time to do it. If you'd like to share with me what your things are, what your most important things in your life are, what you value, then I'd love to hear from you. Put it in the comments below, and I look forward to the next session. Have a great rest of your day, guys.